Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of quick and important information being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And this news article is going to be about China and the Taiwan Strait. Now, as you may know, China, ever since Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, there has been heightened tensions between China and the United States. And a matter of fact, during Nancy Pelosi's visit to China, they have shot, while Nancy Pelosi was in Taiwan, China decided to conduct military drills in the sea, in the which, while they were conducting military drills in the seas, China decided to use their warships to shoot missiles over the island of Taiwan, which basically put Nancy Pelosi in a panic, causing her meeting with Taiwan to be short and causing her to retreat back to the United States immediately. So China is not playing around with the United States. Okay? Now, recently, China has been conducting military drills in the seas and also in what we call the Taiwan Strait, which is also a part of the seas of the island of Taiwan. So China has been conducting military drills around the seas of Taiwan. All this intensity is due to China wanting to claim sovereignty over the island of Taiwan, in which China and Japan are currently fighting over the island of Taiwan. Okay? Japan and China are fighting over the island of Taiwan. Now, the United States of America, however, they are supporting Japan, in which Japan calls Taiwan Taipei. So the United States is supporting Japan in claiming sovereignty over what China calls the island of Taiwan. So there is currently a struggle going on right now between China and Japan when it comes to the sovereignty of the island of what China calls Taiwan and what Japan calls Taipei. But with the United States of America backing Japan up and what they call the island of Taipei, tensions are steadily increasing between China and the United States of America. With that being said, let's go to the book of Joel, because everything I speak of is prophecy according to the Holy Scriptures. Joel chapter 3 verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." Now, among the Gentiles, a Gentile is somebody who is not an Israelite. So if you are not an Israelite, you are a Gentile. Now, the Hebrew Israelites are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Okay? The Dominicans, the Guatemalans, the Panamanians, the so-called North American Indians, the so-called Jamaicans, also known as the West Indians, the Haitians, the so-called Negroes, the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, the Colombians, the Uruguayans, the Argentinians, the Chileans, the Dominicans. You are all Hebrew Israelites. The Seminole Indians, you are Hebrew Israelites. Okay? You are the Hebrew Israelites. You are God's chosen people according to the Holy Scriptures. So if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to, if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to these people, you are not an Israelite. Okay? So the Gentiles is speaking of the Chinese people, the Arabians, the Chinese people, which are the biblical Moabites, the Japanese people, which are the biblical Ammonites, the Arabians, which are the biblical Ishmaelites, the Africans, which are the biblical Hamites, the Hawaiians, which are the biblical Japhetic people, the Hawaiians, who are the biblical Japhites, those fake Jews in Atlanta, Israel, them fake ass Jews in Atlanta, Israel. They are the biblical Amalekites. Okay, they descend from Amalek. Amalek is a descendant of Esau. So those people in the land of Israel calling themselves Jewish and they're not, their lineage really goes back to Esau. They are really Edomites. They are descendants of Esau. Okay. Who else? Let me scan to make sure I did not miss a single person or a single nation. Just a moment here. So, oh yeah, the North and South Koreans, you are the biblical Moabites, just like the Chinese people. So these are the Gentiles of Joel 3 and 9 are the Chinese people, the Arabians, the East Indians, the Africans, the Hawaiians, so-called white people, the fake Jewish people in the land of Israel. They are also Gentiles. Okay? Let's see. And I've also mentioned the Hawaiians, you so-called white Europeans, you so-called white Australians, you so-called white Russians, you so-called white Europeans. You are the Gentiles of Joel 3 and 9. So proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Prepare what? Prepare war. Is that not what China's doing? China is preparing for war. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one. And China is not preparing for war. They are preparing for World War III, the war to end all wars, the last war that happened on this planet. World War III will escalate into a nuclear war, which will be the war to end all wars. DTA, Abad Babal. Shalom.